So my name is Chief Chikopala, popularly known as Chief His Royal Panwine Powerless. Chief the Honorable Zebrudaya Okorigwe Mwobo, alias 430. MON without EY.
What I am going to you. Eh? You think of allowing me to rest this? Chief, you are the chief prosecutor counselor of the court of the case I'm making this court today. How badly account? Chief prosecutor counsel? Yes. Of which court? When chair are changed, position are changed too. What you are used to know as the power of Chief Israel from one powerless, Chief the Honorable Zebrudaya, alias 430, have now trampolied into law court of lawyer, and you are the chief prosecutor counsel. Yes.
Yeah. So I played the part of Chief Zebrudaya Okorigwe Mwobo, alias 430, in the new masquerade and in the masquerade before it transformed into new masquerade. So that's why I have the name. The name is almost stuck to me. And everybody who sees me say, that's Chief Zebrudaya. It doesn't say this is Chikopala or Chief Chikopala. They continue say, that's Chief Zebrudaya. Zebi, I'm greeting. I'm saying, how are you today? So usually I will reply, I am do. Are you do? Right. So that is Chief Chikopala. That is Chief Zebrudaya Okorigwe Mwobo, alias 430. MON without EY. I love that. The motivation started far back in the 60s when I was in elementary school. There are these people that come from Port Harcourt to Ahoda. I lived in Ahoda with my parents. Ahoda is in River State. So I lived in Ahoda with my parents, and they registered me into government school Ahoda. It's a primary school. And every weekend, there's a kind of contingent that usually comes from Port Harcourt into Ahoda to showcase film. They call them Faraday films. They come from Port Harcourt to Ahoda, and they come to our school, the government school Ahoda. There are so many schools in Ahoda, but they prefer government school Ahoda. Eh? Uh-huh. So when they come in, those of us who are, boys, we show that we're boys. We go closer to them and they say, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They will just come out of us and say, Ram, we want you to help us build a fence. Make a fence of raffia, Igungu, the raffia, to use it to barricade the way the audience for the film will come in and pay fees. Shilling. Why shilling? It was in the 60s. So we as boys, we had hopes that after doing the first scene, at least we have a free entrance into the film. So when they come, we will go and do that. But surprisingly, they wouldn't allow us in. Not minding that we went and fetched the palm fronds and then dig the place and look for ropes, raffia ropes to tie up the fence. They will refuse us entry. So we said, okay. Next time they came, we tried to do something. We had 3 or 4 of us. Me, Owen Okroba, and Whitey, you know, where they had boys and not boys. And we were in the same class. We were in class 4. No, 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 no. I did class 4 and 5 in John Grammar. We were in class 2, uh, 2, 3, 4. We were in class 2 at that time. So we are small, but we were doing something big. Next time, we said, okay, since they have selected us to always do the barricade for them to take their fee, and they wouldn't allow us in, we know what to do. So we now barricade and then leave the toilet area, you know, as a joining wall. The toilet is there, and the toilet at that time used to be bucket toilet, bucket latrine. So the Onyebru's come and pull out the bucket, empty into their own, and put back. Now, we used to do, so when we come, we would, after doing that barricade, at the time of film, the 4 of us will come up and go through the backyard. I mean, through the where we provided for 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 the toilet. We will pull out. One of us will pull out, or 2 of us will pull out the bucket. Then the first person will move in through the bucket. I mean, through the hole. You know, there are 2-legged things like that. So we pull the bucket out, and the first person goes and signals us whether the road is clear, and whether anybody, any security man is around to go in and parabrate it. And once he gives, he signals us by whistling, then we know that the road is clear. But if there was no whistle, we know that the road is not clear. So we all stay back. And when this one whistles, we need to jump through the toilet and get into the arena and then maintain our seats, you know, like we big boys. So, and the next morning we will tell the story. I mean, on Monday, this used to be on Friday or Saturday. Monday morning, the 4 of us will now tell the rest of the class the story of how it happened. Then they used to show a film of John Wayne, you know, the cowboy films. They shoot boy. And then we like the way they jump onto their horses, and then the way they attack their opponents, and all that. So we were so engulfed in that. We just move in and tell the whole class. And so the class depended on us every Monday to tell them the story of what happened in the film. Because apparently their parents would not allow them to come out at that time of the night, 7:38 in the night, and then come back. So, but I would think my father doesn't come back in time from his business. So about 7 o'clock, I had bailed out, you know. And then when we finish the film, I come back, I sneak in. Usually my bed, you know, in those days, you have room and parlor. The room is where daddy manufactures his children. Then parlor, those manufacturers sleep in the parlor with the housemates, with the houseboys. You know what I mean? We could be about 8 in the parlor of the 2 rooms. Then he and his 2 wives will sleep into, in the inner room with 2 beds. So either he goes to my mother's bed or he goes to my stepmother's bed. But then my own is under the bed in the parlor. There's a parlor bed always. This is a 2.5 feet or 3 feet bed. 2.5 feet. Small parlor bed. So I will usually go under it, use blankets to cover so that nobody will see me. Now when I come back late in the night after the film, I will now dive into the boat. So he wouldn't know that I sneaked out because he never liked me going out of the house, especially at night. So what happened was one day we were caught. The one the Owen, no, Okroba. After we had I and the other guy and Whitey had pulled out the bucket, Okroba went in. As I tried to go in, unfortunately, a lady had taken position to poo. So as soon as the boy put in his head, I think it was the woman was watching or something. The woman was watching. So the boy is shouting and pulled out himself. Unfortunately, the nail, it's a kind of, if you push in the bucket, you cover it so that the smell doesn't come out. You cover it with it has door. The kind of tool you can separate the doors and then push back. So the nail of the door, the door of the bucket toilet caught him behind by his neck. There was a deep cut because he came out by force. And so that nail moved him and then brought out, the blood was too much. And to us, me and Whitey, who were still behind, there was nothing we could do but to run away. Because if the owners of the film caught us, we're in trouble. Eh? And if the lady who was going to the toilet happens to come out, we're in trouble. So we'll abandon the boy there and run home. By the time I got to the house, I had dived again as usual. It wasn't quite so many, we live around just like this, like the Silicon, the neighborhood like this. The father of Okroba and the mother dragged him by hand. He was still bleeding. Came. My father's name is Daniel. Say, Daniel! That's the way. Daniel! Mwake bula mwamo. That's the way, the river people speak Igbo. Mwake bula mwamo. Mwake bula mwamo. Agame kwekwa yao. Agame. Okroba himself was a member of the House of Eastern House of Assembly. So usually he goes to Enugu. The headquarters of Eastern Region at that time was Enugu. So he goes to Enugu most of the times. Unfortunately, that weekend, he didn't go to Enugu. It was bad. So he dragged the son with the mother. What Daniel? Daniel. Where is Daniel? Where? Your son has killed my son. Oh. Yeah. So my dad came out with that is kind of, there's a way the elderly people, the daddies in those days, they tie their wrapper, not by the waist, but they pass it the other way around. So he came out. Honorable. Okay. What is wrong? I said, look at my son. Look at him bleeding. Your son had killed my son. I don't know what he did to my son. Hey. I couldn't know what to do. I didn't know. I just started snoring, as if to say I never went out. I was sleeping all the time. So the woman just came out and pulled me by the leg, dragged me out of from under the bed, dragged me out. He said, "Go and you have killed a bird. You have killed an animal. Go and chop your animal." I said, "What happened?" He said, "Me, you're asking me what happened. You don't know what happened." So the boy started explaining how the thing happened, how we pulled the bucket, how the first boy had gone in, and then he wanted to go, and somebody, unfortunately, a lady, not even a man, came and was easing herself, not just the urine, but also I think that she was punching. So it was passing out feces, and that it was terrible. So she pulled out, in the attempt to pull out, The nail on the lock of the, got him wounded at at his spine, just by his neck and spine. So I didn't know what to do. My mind just flew because I knew my father. He has never wanted me any day to go out for any show. Even when they do egelege, that's what they call egelege. That's egelege is wrestling. Used to be in the town. They organize wrestling and for festivals. They have wrestling festival. So, but from time to time, they practice before the festival. You would never want me to go near that festival, to go near the practice, the Egelege people who are trying to know who will be the champion and all that. So in this case, they asked me, what they are saying, is it true or false? Before I could answer, I didn't know he hit his cane, Koboko. He dealt with me. He nearly killed me. He said, you must cry here today. So he begged the honorable and the wife. He said, sorry. I'm sorry, on my behalf. He was pleading to say, don't worry. I will take the boy to the chemist. Then we don't have pharmacy. We have chemists. So he said, okay, let us go to the chemist. So they all plus me, all of us marched to the chemist. We were not too far away. The chemist treated, did everything he would do and all that, and made sure the boy was at least recovered a bit. Gave him some tablets, some painkiller tablets and all that. So he calmed down. So because of that, I was seriously interested in the movies, especially cowboy films. I must watch it. The other one they now do, I don't understand them. After when they go into the main film, I wouldn't understand what they're saying. But you say the cowboy, I must watch cowboy. And I must tell the story in the class when I go to the class. So my father said, look, if I leave you here, because I'm not always at home, he goes to Port Harcourt almost every 2 days to go and buy goods and come to Ahoda for sales. If I leave you here, you will spoil. Now you have nearly put me into trouble with an honorable. Do you know what is honorable? People who represent this whole community or county council in Enugu, from Ahmad River State to Enugu. Do you know how many miles it used to be? Then it was miles, not kilometers. So I don't know. He said, okay. You can, before you put me into trouble, I will first put you into trouble. So at the end of that session of the year, and we were trying to start another year, he told me he was going to take me to the place they call Joy Grammar. Joy Grammar is in Ngeni. It's about 14 miles away from Ahoda. But there's no road in those days. No, even the road to Mbiama, if you're going to Mbiama, Sakbama, and all that, to go to Koto, that's the way you find Joy Grammar. The roads were not tied, and rivers. So vehicles used to stop in the bad roads, in the muddy roads. They were quite muddy. And so no vehicle gets to Joy Grammar. It's bicycle or Land Rover. That's what you can use on that road. Nobody has Land Rover. The people who had Land Rover were the Americans who were operating Baptist Hospital in Joy Grammar. They're the ones that have Land Rover. So they send their driver to come to my father's filling station to buy fuel, maybe about 14 drums or thereabout weekly, because they also run their diesel and all that. There was no NEPA. So, no electricity, but in where they are living there, so they have this um, um, uh, this kind of generator, high power generator, which consumes fuel, and it is for the whole hospital. So they come every week to take about 7 to 14 drums of fuel. So by that kind of relationship, he developed friendship with the driver, Mr. Miller. It was Mr. Miller, a native of Joint Grammar. So he developed relationship, and then went and stood and talked with him. Because Mr. Miller was telling him he would not need a houseboy that will guide his son, who was about 8 years or thereabout, just 7 or 8 years, to go to school. No, no, not 8. It was me who was 8. The son was about 4, elementary school, kindergarten, elementary, 4 years, 4 years. So somebody to be escorting the son to school and back. So my father told him, I have somebody who will do that. It's me. Chika will do that for you. What happens now is that I'm going to give him to you. He lives with you, goes with your son to school, and comes back home. That was how I was cut off from movies. I couldn't watch my John Wick. I couldn't watch any other film and all that and all that. And they told me that I should never, ever go to film if I go to geography. Well, who will go to geography? People doing the Faraday film, they can't risk their vehicle. The small Maurice vehicle they had in those days. They can't risk it on that road. So they don't. Besides, you have to cross a river, a very wide river, Orash River, that comes from Uguda, cuts across to Atlantic Ocean. You know, that's how that river was, and very wide. So you have to when in fact the Baptist hospital people stop their Land Rover at the other end of the road, bring out the fuel, then put it into the boat, into a flying boat there. So the boat will now send in the fuel to them in Joint Grammar. So even if I wanted to run, I cannot swim. I've never swum through in my life. And I was so much afraid of river. so, so I couldn't swim. I was there. And resigned my faith to God.
Yeah.
Did my schooling till when I was in standard 6. I took entrance examination. I went to Baptist High School in Port Harcourt. One other school, what is the name of the school? Why should I forget it? It's not comprehensive, but there's a name it answers. So it was also in Port Harcourt. That one was in Borokri. So I passed the two. My father said, your senior brother is already in a grammar school. He's in a Okrika Grammar School. You, my second son, I would rather want you to be an accountant. I want you to be the bank manager. My business, somebody has to teach me how to handle my money. So you go and do a secondary commercial school. You know where I got the entrance paper for me. I filled. They invited me for entrance. And I went to Onisha, sat for the entrance, and passed. He said, that's the one you are going to. I said, Daddy, I want to go to Port Harcourt. Which one? What is the one I'm going to Onisha? Eh? So, he said, no, you are going to go to Onisha, you are going to study there, and then come back, and from there you enter university and go and do accountancy. That's what I wanted to do. In the school you are going, Prince Memorial High School, Onisha. commercial, secondary commercial high school. You learn bookkeeping. Bookkeeping concerns accountancy. So you from there build up until you get into the university, and then go to do accounts. I mean accountancy. Well, I had no choice than to move in, go to audition. When I had finished with joint grammar, I had taken my standard 6 examination, you know, and then we went to audition because I passed the entrance, passed the interview. Said, okay, that's where you're going to be. So that I don't want to see you again in Faraday field. I don't want to see you again near field. That will disturb you. You will not, you won't be what I want you to be. I said, yes, sir. My mother told me to be careful. Do what your daddy said. Otherwise, you won't continue with your schooling. You'll be a dropout and be a houseboy forever. So I said, okay, no problem. I'm going to do my best. I've agreed with you people. I've gone to school. I've forgotten about films and all that for 2 years now. Because I did class 5 and standard 5 and standard 6 in joint grammar. So for 2 years I had forgotten all about film and all that. And I didn't even know where my colleagues were. As Owen, Okuruba and all that. I didn't know where I had missed. No, 2 years is quite a long time. I've missed them. And I only come home during the holidays. So that was how I developed interest in film. That was in a modern. So when I got to Prince, usually your first year, you people parade, and then the senior boys, especially class 4, class 5, they will come and look at the new intakes and choose who is going to be their boy, and they become a worker, right? So one of them, Jonathan Genzo, came and chose me to say, look, you look bright, you're going to be with me. And the kind of bed we had in Prince was one stair, the boy stays up, the other stays down. So it was that kind of one stair bed. So I was staying up, and you have to, every day you have to jump up and go to your bed to take your sleep or to take your siesta and all that. So then the guy so liked me that when we had holidays, when we had a break in the secondary school, he said I must follow him to his brother's house that is also living in Orisha. 18 Iweka Road or so. We have forgotten the number. Iweka Road. So I followed him. Went there. The senior brother was also showing film. So he asked me and his brother, Jonathan, that's my organizer at school, to always go and preview films. He will go and show in the villages like Enugu, where are they? Okay, Titi, Oka itself, Oka town and all that. So we go there to show the films. I said, so where I went in to preview films, I saw cowboy films too. God, I said, look at this film. Cowboy again? What my father nearly killed me. Said I shouldn't go near film again. Thank God, I won't go to holidays in my father's house anymore. All the holidays I was spending with my guy in school, which I did. So we'll preview films and then go and show in these towns. It was quite for a secondary school boy, it was quite exciting, and something attractive to me, and I cherished it. I never complained, so we would always go preview films weekends. We'll preview on Monday, Wednesday, then on Friday, Saturday, we're into these villages to show. That made me again come closer to film. The time that my father nearly killed me seriously. I said, I don't know. I begin to say that. But what I liked most in the film industry was the teaser. This teaser is a kind of comedy. Comedy showing, 3 minutes to, in a film. And it was so nice that it attracted me. And I wanted, all the time to watch teasers, not watching the main film, but watching the teasers. Well, the teaser is a small clip of, of, uh, of comedians that show before the main cowboy film and other films are shown. You know. So we went and on and on and on and on. I developed interest again. I said, look at what my father said I shouldn't do again. No, it has just come to me on a platter of gold. I won't go back to Ahoda. I will be in audition. It was so nice. Then we went ahead. I was going ahead and we were doing what we were doing. Then my father also comes to Onisha. Before he left for Ahoda, he was in Onisha previously, trading. So most of the times he will come back to his trade in Onisha to find out whether it is going well or it is not going well.
Yes.
Sometimes he might spend a week or 2 or 3. Now, as we went ahead, I was asking him that this audition, your customers appear to be foreigners, some French, some Spanish, some Yoruba, some different ethnicities that come into Onitsha. Onitsha was a very big market. Onitsha market was almost the largest in West Africa. So people from Burkina Faso, people from Chad, Niger, Cameroon, and all that, they come into Onitsha to buy their goods and goods. So I knew my father didn't pass more than class 2, elementary school. So I was again wondering that how do you interact with these customers, foreign customers, and make their profits? They don't cheat you. So what happens is when you have free day, endeavor to come to my shed in Onisha and see how I make that profit. I said, yes, because you have built a house for us at home, a bungalow of 2 bedrooms, that kind of thing, for your mother at home, where we all stay. So when we go home, we patch with our grandmother in the house in Belgium. How did you manage to make it? So when you come to the market, you will see me interact with my customers and see whether they will cheat me or I will get profit from them. So I endeavored to go to his shed on the free days. On Saturdays we have free days. On Saturday I will go very early in the morning. I've taken my bath and with leg now we don't take bus from Indonesia. Very, very far up place, Oka Road, down to Onisha main market. We trek it. So I will leave after breakfast by 7:30. I'll just leave to the market. And then I will be there watching my father speak. His language was mixed. Igbo language mixed with broken English with demonstration. That's how we speak to Spanish people. How you spoke to French. Those speaking French from Cameroon and Chad, and Niger. So, and made his profit. Nobody cheated him. The people understand by the sign, the hand sign he makes, and then also understand the broken English mixed with Igbo language. And they were okay. So I agreed.
Anyị jee na-eke jee n'oyi jee n'afọ jee na nkwọ ọ ga-adịgara mma gwakwara ka odogwu eze tabi aja nkwa ji enwe ụgwọ ekele ihe mere gị ihe kele ihe chiri nze chere mere gị eze n'ụwa